Most people think camping lakeside sounds super relaxing until it's over 100 degrees outside and you're dry camping with no electricity. But this week, we tried doing something I've never seen anyone else do. We wanted to enjoy this amazing campsite without baking all night. There is a solution for off-grid camping, and we've been using it for years, as have many others, and that's a gas generator. We have a Honda EU 3000 generator that we've powered our fifth wheel camper and our A-frame from in the past. The issue is you can't run a generator at nighttime. So while that might be a daytime solution that's a little bit noisy, when it comes to 10 o'clock p.m. and the generator has to be turned off, you sit in the camper absolutely soaking with sweat because it's still 90 to 100 degrees and there is no relief. After 10 p.m. you're laying in bed trying to catch some sleep, and normally this is where it gets really uncomfortable. Last night we got some dinner, ran some errands, and came back, and our camper was over 96 degrees inside right when we were getting ready for bed. But fortunately, we were able to turn the air conditioning on. We've had experiences in the past with our fifth wheel where maybe at 10:01, 10:05 p.m. we get that gentle knock on the door, and it's the ranger reminding us it's after 10 p.m. the generator has to be turned off. So even though our Honda generator is quiet, it's not so quiet you can leave it on after that 10 p.m. deadline. Then we remembered this truck has something most people never think about. 30 amps of power, completely silent, that can run the camper for days. So let's talk through a couple examples. I kept some notes on my phone over the last several days. Wednesday night, 10 p.m., we had the truck connected to the camper, turned on the air conditioning. At that point, the truck had 71% battery remaining, 219 miles of range. The outside temperature was over 90 degrees. The inside temperature was over 90 degrees before the air conditioning kicked on. I set the air conditioner at 74 degrees. Now you might be wondering what air conditioner is in our A-frame. This is a 10,000 BTU Dometic air conditioner slash heat pump. So it provides heat when you need heat, it provides air conditioning when you need air conditioning, but it provides about 10,000 BTU. So if you're trying to figure out how much power does the Lightning provide to the camper AC, there you go. We set the thermostat to 74 degrees and we let the truck power the air conditioner all night long. Now it wasn't only powering the AC, we also had a Jackery charging, a Blue Eddy charging, because we used those things during the daytime to keep our devices charged, run the laptop. The other thing that the Lightning was doing was recharging the 12-volt battery of the camper. In this camper, the 12-volt battery can actually run the refrigerator in addition to just providing lights and power throughout the camper. 7:17 a.m. my alarm goes off to get up and get ready for the workday, and the truck was at 66% battery life remaining, 202 miles. We used approximately 17 miles worth of battery, keeping ourselves cool, 74 degrees all night long. That's some comfortable sleep on an over 100 degree night, dry camping with no power. Normally during a heat wave, you'd either be staying home or outside sweating. I'm working from my office, looking out the window at the lake. That's all because I can stay 74 degrees air conditioned without the noise of a generator, and I can completely work from our campsite. I'm sure people are asking, how long can it go? How long can you power the camper with the truck? Well, that really depends. It depends on how far away from home you are. So we used about 60 miles of range with the truck to get here. Now that was towing the jet ski. We need 60 miles of range to get back home. So we would have the remaining mileage left in the battery that we could use to power the air conditioning in the camper. Now, depending on how hot it is, how hard that air conditioner has to run, and what else we're powering with the truck, like I said, my laptop, this truck could power the camper and still give us enough range to get home for somewhere between 5 and 12 days. But we're gonna extend that a little bit. We rented a site, a 50 amp campsite, and the truck has been able to charge late in the evening and then early in the morning to get itself back up to 100% on our Grizzly E mini charger. which will then allow us to keep the camper running longer with air conditioning and still have that 60 miles. I made a video last year about powering the fifth wheel camper with the Lightning and how it kind of really changed how we camp. And it's even gone farther with the A-frame because the Lightning can power the A-frame longer. The air conditioning's smaller, there's less tax, less demand on the electricity in the A-frame than there is in the big fifth wheel. But a lot of you left a comment when I charged the truck at the campground last year and said, don't do that. Don't worry, we have already checked with the Army Corps and the campground people here, and they said it's fine to charge overnight in our truck as long as we reserve that 50 amp site, which we have done. So for $30, which is the overnight cost of one 50 amp site, this truck goes over to the 50 amp site one time during our 2-week period, charges up to 100%, and then we can keep using the truck to power the camper. Now we want to be able to use the truck to power the camper overnight so we can sleep in air conditioning. That means that when the camp reservation goes from 4 p.m. to 2 p.m. the next day, we like to get this over at 4 o'clock or so and start charging up until about 10 p.m. when the generator would have to be off at the big red truck. Power the camper with the Lightning, then get up in the morning, get the Lightning back over to that 50 amp spot to charge up until 2 p.m. so that hopefully it's up to 100% and can get us through some more camping with air conditioned evenings. An idea, so I kept track here on the app, in about 4 hours and 28 minutes of charging last night before 10 p.m. we added 38.3 kilowatt hours, 93 miles, and got our battery back up to 78% from 50%. Now remember, we're also using this truck to drive around and run errands. We actually went out to dinner last night. We had to grab a part from an Amazon locker. All those things also took miles away from the truck, but it was nice to be able to charge it up, so now we can keep using it for air conditioning during this super hot week. Temperatures are always in the 90s with the real feel over 100 degrees. I think the other day it reached 108 degrees of real fuel temperature. That's super hot for Northwest Pennsylvania. I know it's not hot for those of you who live in the South, Mississippi, Texas, but for us, that's really hot. Now we have had to run the Honda generator so that I could work and we could run the air conditioning while the truck was overcharging at that 50 amp site. And it's nice to have that electricity even with the generator. But what we found is that the silent ability to have electricity is so much nicer. So not only can we have air conditioning throughout the night after that 10 p.m. generator curfew, but we can have silence lakeside camping with the air conditioner running without that drone of the generator constantly going. Just wanted to give a quick update. It was actually so hot here last night that the electric system of the campground failed for those people who did buy an electric site. They were being asked to turn their air conditioners off, turn any extra lights off, so that the power grid could handle all the campers. We didn't have any issues. We had air conditioning all night long because we brought our own electricity. So some of the pros of the Pro Power Onboard and the Lightning powering the camper, it's totally silent. You're not using any fuel. It is a easy amount of energy for the Lightning to provide to the camper. There's no struggle there. There's plenty of kilowatt hours. You don't hear the air conditioner struggle to kick on because it's trying to get enough electricity. There's more than enough provided by the truck to run everything we need inside the A-frame. The downside is it does take some of your range. It's using miles, it's using percentage of the battery, and eventually, to make it home, we'd have to recharge somewhere. So the ability to rent a 50 amp site one night within a 2-week period and charge up is a great advantage to being able to sleep with air conditioning and be able to tow the jet ski back home and still have enough range. So for us, this video isn't about how the electric truck is better. It's about this is a different way to use a feature already built into our truck to camp silently and comfortably lakeside. Dry camping, off-grid, but still all the luxuries of home. If you haven't already, this is a great time to click that thumbs up button and leave a comment down below. What do you do during a heat wave when you really want to camp off-grid? And also, if you haven't checked out our website, purplecollarlife.com, go ahead over there and check out the website, enter your email to be added to our mailing list. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this video informative and entertaining. Leave those comments down below, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully we'll see you again the next time.
Beautiful.